Do you ever feel frustrated with the progress that you're making? I feel frustrated at the moment with the progress I'm making. And I'm making quite good progress. I think it's just an entrepreneur thing, isn't it? We have this feeling that we need something to happen yesterday. And it's very driven by our brain's tendency to focus on lack. We're always thinking about what we're lacking, whether we're lacking the amount of money we want, or the house we want, or the family that we want. We're always lacking something. And so when we really want something as an entrepreneur to happen, we can feel that sense of lack. And it's interesting, I think, how I have progressed in this, because some things in business we get better at, and some things maybe we get worse at. And I think this is one of the things where I feel like I am worse. So, Classroom Secrets. 2012, started officially creating the resources or editing the ones that I already had. Didn't launch the site till over a year later, 2013. And even then, when we started, it was extremely slow progress. Yes, I had moments of frustration, but looking back, I could be looking back with rose-coloured glasses, but I felt like I wasn't as frustrated as how I feel now about the progress. I was fine with delaying the gratification and moving forward, and perhaps that was imposter syndrome, actually, letting that hold me back, not being in a rush to put myself out there, to be vulnerable. But it took me a lot longer with Classroom Secrets to feel that kind of frustration, and then I would feel that frustration sometimes around new products that we were trying to launch and how long it would take me to be able to get a few done before I could put it out there, or as we grew the team, how long it would take everybody in the team to be able to get something that was tangible that we could share with people. Because as an entrepreneur, it might not be the same for you, but for me, I just want to share that with the world. That's why I want to get it out there. Yes, the money's nice, but that's not why I want to do it. I want to do it because I want to share this creative, helpful thing with people that is going to impact their lives for the better. It just really drives me. It's why I get up in the morning, to create something that helps someone else live the life that they want to lead. Whether that gives them time, whether that helps them skill up, I just want to help them live the life that they want to lead. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this today was I have been building Education Business Club, as I'm sure you already know. And last week, and the week that I'm recording this, it's been half term. And I have found that frustrating. I have chosen to be off in half terms and work very early in the morning. That's my choice. I want to spend the time with my children. But equally, I feel frustrated that I have not launched Education Business Club yet. But I'm not just feeling that frustration in half term. I was feeling that more so before half term. It's not moving fast enough for me. But I started working officially on the content for Education Business Club at the beginning of September. And as I'm recording this, it's the end of October. So I've spent 2 months doing this. Only 6 weeks of that have the children been in school. And I've also been to London twice and had Mondays working at Classroom Secrets. So I've not really had that many days, but I still feel this sense of frustration. And I kind of meander in and out of it. And I know if I'm feeling this frustration, then you must feel this frustration too. And I thought it would be helpful if I just tell you how I get over it, and for you to know that it keeps coming back to me. There are days when I wake up and I'm really raring to go. Then something will happen and I feel deflated. There are days when I really feel like I want to do the content. And then there are other days when I feel like, oh my word, I've got to build a website. I've to do an email list. Those are not the things that I really like doing. I love creating the content. There are days where Ed will be in the office because we share an office and I haven't asked him to move, and then it feels like a big deal, and then I feel bad. And so I sabotage myself in that way because I don't ask him to move out of the way so that I can record, because he can't stay in the same room, because every time he clicks, he doesn't edit that out with the AI podcast software that I've got. But it got me thinking, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how long it is. We always want it to be quicker. So what can we learn from that? What are we being taught in those moments? Perhaps we just need to have more grace for ourselves. Perhaps we need more patience. Perhaps it's a sign to not rush into things all of the time. That we do need to take that time just to check it again, to make sure that it actually works properly before getting it out to an audience. I'm always looking for the lessons in however I'm feeling or whatever's showing up for me. And I find it interesting that I'm here again with a different business, feeling frustrated that I haven't yet launched, even though it's been such a short amount of time. So in those moments when I feel like it's not happening fast enough, I focus on the details. I focus on the small tasks. So to launch Education Business Club, I have put on motion all of the tasks needed. So each piece of content has its own task. Even the contracts have their own task that I need to finalize. Different pages of the website have their own task. And I can look at those, and even when I'm feeling frustrated, I can move forward and do the next thing. And that's important to know. Yes, we might not know exactly when the end will be. Yes, we just want to get the thing finished so that we can get to a normal routine. That's what it is for me, that's what's driving this. I want to get the club launched so I know what's going to happen every week and what will be expected of me every week. So that then I can fit some of the other things into my life that I'm wanting to bring in. But I knew that I needed to prioritize launching Education Business Club because that was something I wanted to do. And I had to put 4 days a week into that. Whereas going forward, once the club is launched, I know that I will have more freedom to be able to do some of the other things that I want to do alongside what I'm doing for Education Business Club and for Classroom Secrets. So I know where the frustration is coming from, but it doesn't stop the fact that the frustration is there, as I'm sure is the same for you. That's how I tackle it, accepting that I'm always going to feel that way. I'm always going to feel like, oh, I want to launch now. Oh, it should be a thing now. We always want what's not quite available to us, what's out of reach. And we can either make it difficult for ourselves by letting that mean that we procrastinate and not get anything done, or we can just head down, focus straight down, and do the next thing. Even if it's just the next thing you fancy doing. I tend to do that as well. That's why I've done the content maybe before some of the other things. But it doesn't matter. As long as I get all of that done by the date we're supposed to launch, that is fine. I can do it in the order that works for me. But finding inspiration in the task instead of the whole thing, that's probably where overwhelm links into it as well. It's this big, big thing. We just want it out of the way. We want it to be out there in the world so that we can focus then on the detail and we're not worrying about the big thing. But progress is frustrating. It doesn't matter how big your business is. It's frustrating. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. We always want to be further ahead than we are. We always want to have more than we already have. And if we don't, then we're in danger of feeling too comfortable, and that comes with its own problems, and then we can regress. So it's normal. I'm telling myself, this podcast has been for me today. So I'll be listening to this when it comes out on Monday, just to remind myself, when I still haven't launched the club, that progress is frustrating. Just focus on the next thing, Claire.